sabay sa kahanginan.
Good day, everyone. I am Teacher Rhoda, your math learning facilitator. Today, I'm gonna show you how to solve word problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagrams. But before that, make sure that you have with you the following: Moodle, paper for your answer sheet, and ball pen. Take note also, this lesson needs patience, perseverance, and understanding. You can also use as many papers as needed. Okay? Let's go and learn something new.
Today, I'm gonna show you how to solve word problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagrams. But before that, make sure that you have with you the following: Moodle, paper for your answer sheet, and ball pen. In our daily lives, we see so many things around us. All these things, if messed up, can be placed in groups. This grouping of things is known as sets. Now, did you know that sets can be easily understood and represented by the use of Venn diagrams? Now, did you know that sets can be easily understood and represented by the use of a Venn diagram? With the use of these concepts, solving word problems involving sets with the use of Venn diagrams would be easier. After going through this module, you are expected to, first, solve problems involving sets using Venn diagram. Second, apply set operations to solve a variety of word problems. Now, let's answer first what you have learned from the previous module. Direction. Read each question below. You may draw a Venn diagram to help you find the answer. Select your answer from the choices lettered A to D and write the letter of your choice on the separate sheet of paper. For items 1 to 2, let set A is equals to the elements of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Set B is equals to the elements of 2, 4, 5, and 6. First, find A union B. Letter A, the set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Letter B, the set of 2, 4, 5, and 6. Letter C, the set of 2, 4, and 6. And letter D, the set of 1, 3, and 5. If your answer is A, very good. You are correct. Second question, find A intersection B. Letter A, set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Letter B, set of 2, 4, 5, and 6. Letter C, set of 2, 4, and 6. Letter D, set of 1, 3, 5. For those who answer B, good job! You are correct. For items 3 to 4, Venn diagrams is being shown. Find M union S. Letter A, 5, 10, 15. Letter B, 10, 15. Letter C, 5, 10. D, 15. If your answer is A, then you're right. For number 4, find M intersection S. Letter A, 5, 10, 15. Letter B, 10, 15. Letter C, 5, 10. Letter D, 15. If your answer is D, very good. In the Venn diagram below, which of the following is represented by the shaded region? A. X union Y, B. X intersection Y, C. X complement, D. All of the above. To those who answered A, excellent, you are correct. The remaining items are for you to try on your own. Venn diagram is a principal way of showing sets diagrammatically. This method consists primarily of entering the elements of a set into a circle or circles. It can be used to solve word problems involving union and intersection of sets. In solving set operations using Venn diagrams, the following are the steps to be followed. Step 1. Determine what is given and what are being asked. Step 2. Illustrate using the Venn diagram. Step 3. Determine what operations to be used. Step 4. Use the operations. Step 5. Answer the questions being asked. Let's try this example. This uses two overlapped circles. In a junior high school, 200 students were randomly selected. 140 like tea, 120 like coffee, and 80 like both tea and coffee. First question, how many students like only tea? Second, how many students like only coffee? Third, how many students like neither tea nor coffee? Okay, let's start. Don't forget that we will follow the steps in solving sets problems using Venn diagrams. Solution. Step 1. Determine what is given and what are being asked. The given, there are 200 junior high school students who were randomly selected, 140 students who like tea, 120 students who like coffee, and 80 students who like both tea and coffee. What are being asked? A. How many students like only tea? B. How many students like only coffee? And C. How many students like neither tea nor coffee? Step 2. Illustrate using the Venn diagram. This time, we have to represent the given data with any letters we prefer. Take note, the letters is what we call the variables. Now you may ask, how to represent a letter for each given data of the problem? Usually, in representing variables or letters to the given of the problem, it starts with the first letter of the given. That is the common ways representing to the given. But you can use any of the letters to represent the given of the problem. Observe the example. Let T is equals to set of students who like only T. This portion is the students who like tea only. Let C is a set of students who like only coffee. This portion is the students who like coffee only. Let X is the set of students who like neither tea nor coffee. Neither means not either, so it means the students who do not like tea and coffee. This portion is outside the two overlap circle. You can see the X as a representation of not either. This uses the concepts of a complement. Step 3. Determine what operations to be used. To obtain T is equals to 140 minus 80. These are the students who like tea minus students who like both tea and coffee. So T is equals to set of students who like only tea. To obtain C is equals to 120 minus 80. These are the students who liked coffee minus the students who liked both tea and coffee. So, C is equals to 40, the set of students who like only coffee. To obtain X is equals to 200 minus the quantity of T plus C plus 80. These are the total number of students who were randomly selected minus the sums of T, C, and 80. So X is equals to 200 minus 60 plus 40 plus 80. This is done by substitution. X is equals to 200 minus 180. This is done by simplifying. We get 180 from 60 plus 40 and 80. So, X is equals to 20. We get 20 from simplifying 200 minus 180. So these are the set of students who like neither tea nor coffee. Step 4. Use the operations. The number of elements in each region is shown below. Step 5. Answer the questions being asked. How many students like only tea? How many students like only coffee? And how many students like neither tea nor coffee? Now for question A. How many students like only tea? That's right. As you can see, the Venn diagrams, there are 60 students who like only tea. For questions B, how many students like only coffee? Good job. In the Venn diagrams, there are 40 students who like only coffee. Last, how many students like neither tea nor coffee? Very good. There are 20 students who like neither tea nor coffee. To learn more about solving problems involving sets using Venn diagrams, another example will be shown. Take note, the previous example uses a 2 overlapped circles. This example uses a 3 overlapped circles. Okay, let's try this one. A group of 50 students went for a tour in South Cotabato province. Out of 50 students, 24 joined the trip in Lake Cebu for a zipline experience. 18 went to the flower farm in Tupe. 20 went to Siok Falls in Coronadal City. 12 joined the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupe. 15 went to Tupe and Siok Falls, and 11 made a trip to Lake Cebu and Siok Falls, and 10 visited the 3 tourist spots. How many of the students went to Lake Cebu only? How many of the students went to Tupe only? How many joined the Siok trip in Coronadal City only? And how many did not go to any of the tourist spots? Take note, read and analyze first the problem. We will then use the steps of solving problems involving sets using Venn diagrams. Alright, let's begin. Step 1. Determine what is given and what are being asked. So for the given, there are 50 students who went for a tour. There are 24 students who visited Lake Cebu. There are 18 students who went to Tupe. There are 20 students who went to Coronadal City. There are 12 students who joined the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupe. There are 15 students who went to Tupe and Coronadal City. There are 11 students who went to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City. And last, there are 10 students who visited the 3 spots. What are being asked? First, how many of the students went to Lake Cebu only? Second, how many of the students went to Tupe only? Third, how many joined the Siok trip in Coronadal City only? And last, how many did not go to any of the tourist spots? Step 2. Illustrate using the Venn diagram. We will let LKT is equals to the number of students who visited the 3 tourist spots. We let also L to the number of students who visited Lake Cebu only. We let also the variable of T is equals to the number of students who went to Tupi only. We have let the variable K is equals to the number of students who went to Coronadal City only. We have let the variables LT, which is equal to the number of students who joined the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupi only. We have let the variable TK, the number of students who went to Tupi and Coronadal City only. We have let the variable of LK, which is equal to the number of students who went to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City only. At last but not the least, we let the variable N to the number of students who did not see any of the 3 tourist spots. Step 3. Determine what operations to be used. To obtain the variables of LKT, LKT is equals to the 10 students who visited the 3 tourist spots. To obtain TK, TK is equals to 15 minus the variables of LKT. These are the students who went to Tupi and Coronadal City minus LKT. TK is equals to 15 minus 10. This is done by substitution. We substitute LKT to 10. Next, TK is equals to 5. So these are the students who went to Tupi and Coronadal City only. To obtain LT, LT is equals to 12 minus LKT. These are the students who went to Lake Cebu and Tupi minus LKT. LT is equals to 12 minus 10. It is done by substitution. So 12 minus 10, LT will become 2. So these are the students who joined the trip to Lake Cebu and Tupi only. To obtain LK, LK is equals to 11 minus LKT. These are the students who went to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City minus LKT. LK then is equals to 11 minus 10. It is done by substitution. We substitute LKT by 10. So LK will become 1. This is the student who went to Lake Cebu and Coronadal City only. To obtain L, L is equals to 24 minus the quantity of LKT plus LT plus LK. These are the students who joined the trip to Lake Cebu minus the sums of LKT, LT, and LK. L is equals to 24 minus the quantity of 10 plus 2 plus 1. This is done by substitution. So we substitute LKT to 10, LT to 2, and LK to 1. So L will become 24 minus 13. This is done by simplifying. 13 came from 10, 2, and 1. So now L is equals to 11. These are the students who visited Lake Cebu only. To obtain K, K is equals to 20 minus the quantity of the LKT plus LK plus TK. These are the students who went to Coronadal City minus the sums of LKT, LK, and TK. K is equals to 20 minus 10 plus 1 plus 5. We substituted the LKT, LK, and TK. Next, K will become 20 minus 16. This is done by simplifying. 16 came from 10 plus 1 plus 5. Next step, K is equals to 4. These are the students who went to Coronadal City only. To obtain T is equals to 18 minus the quantity of LKT plus TK plus LT. These are the students who went to Tupi minus the sums of LKT plus TK plus LT. T is now equal to 18 minus 10 plus 5 plus 2. We substituted the LKT to 10, TK to 5, and LT to 2. Now, T will become 18 minus 17, which this is done by simplifying. 17 came from 10, 5, and 2. Now, the answer for T is equals to 1. This is the students who went to Tupi only. To obtain N is equals to 50 minus the quantity of the variables LKT plus TK plus LT plus LK plus L plus K and plus T. These are the total number of students went for a tour minus the sums of the LKT, TK, LT, LK, LK, and T. Next, N will become 50 minus the quantity of 10 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1 plus 11 plus 4 plus 1. This is done by substitution. We substitute the value of LKT to 10, the value of TK to 5, the value of LT to 2, the value of LK to 1, the value of L to 11, the value of K to 4, and the value of T to 1. So N is equals to 50 minus 34. This is done by simplifying. We get 34 from the sums of 10, 5, 2, 1, 11, 4, and 1. So the result of N is equals to 16. So there are 16 students who did not visited any of the 3 spots. Step 4. Use the operations. Step 5. Answer the questions being asked. A. How many students went to Lake Cebu only? There are 11 students who went to Lake Cebu only. B. How many of the students went to Tupi only? There is 1 student who went to Tupi only. C. How many joined the Siok trip in Coronadal City only? There are 4 students who went to Siok trip in Coronadal City. D. How many did not go to any of the tourist spots? There are 16 students who did not go to any of the tourist spots. Alright, how was it? Are we good? Yeah, you're right. Math is quite challenging, but as we get to solve the problem, it is indeed very satisfying. You're doing great. Now, you're ready to solve set problems. Let's try this one. In a group of 120 students, 68 had ridden a bus, 78 had ridden the LRT, 33 had ridden a jeep, while 40 had ridden both the bus and the LRT. 20 had ridden the bus and the jeep, 19 had ridden the LRT and the jeep, and 15 had ridden the bus, the LRT, and the jeep. 68 students who had ridden the LRT. For this, you need to focus only to the LRT circle. Now observe that there were already elements of data of 15, 4, and 5. Just added 3 of them. The result would be 24. Then to complete the 33 students, subtract 33 to 24. The answer would be 9. Then, there were 78 students who had ridden the LRT. For this, you need to focus only the LRT circle. Now, observe that there were already elements or data of 25, 15, and 4. Just add the 3 of them. The result would be 44. Then, to complete the 78 students, subtract 78 to 44. The answer would be 34. As you can observe, there is a clerical error, so kindly check and change students. Kindly correct, instead of 28, it is 34. Then, there are 68 students who had ridden a bus. For this, you need to focus only to a bus circle. Now, observe that there are already elements or data of 25, 15, and 5. Just add the 3 of them. The result would be 45. Then, to complete the 68 students, subtract 68 to 45. The answer would be 23. Lastly, there are a group of 120 students at all. So to check if the students had ridden any of the 3 rides, just add all the elements or the data. The result would be 115. Thus, there are 115 students who had ridden to any of the 3 rides. Hence, to complete the 120, there were still 5 students who had not ridden the LRT, the bus, and the jeep. Again, clerical error. Kindly correct the changes. So instead of 11, it is 5. This time, you will answer the activity under What's More in your module page 14. Read and analyze the problem 1. Then follow the 5 steps provided. Among the 70 residents in Barangay General P. Santos, 53 like eating in Restaurant A, while 43 like eating in Restaurant B. How many like eating both in Restaurant A and Restaurant B? In Restaurant A only and in Restaurant B only. Alright, math learners, let us check your answers. If your answer is this one, excellent! So how did we get this completely filled in Venn diagrams and the answers? Just follow the 5 steps in order to illustrate a Venn diagrams, and you can definitely answer the question using the Venn diagrams. Step 1. Determine what is given and what are being asked. The given are 70 residents in Barangay General P. Santos, 53 like eating in Restaurant A, and 42 like eating in Restaurant. What are being asked? How many like eating both in Restaurant A and Restaurant B? How many like eating in Restaurant A only? How about in Restaurant B only? Next is step 2. We have to illustrate using the Venn diagrams. Now, in these steps, you need or let a variable represents the given. So, we will let U is equals to 70 residents in Barangay General P. Santos. We will let A is equals to the residents who like eating in Restaurant A. We will let B is equals to the residents who like eating in Restaurant B. And AB are the residents who like eating both Restaurant A and Restaurant B. Step 3. Determine what operations to be used. First, to obtain AB AB is equals to the quantity of A plus B minus 70, the residents who like eating in restaurant A and restaurant B minus 70. This 70 is the total number of residents. So AB then is equals to quantity of 53 plus 42 minus 70. This is done by substitution. We substitute A to 43 and B to 42. Then AB will become 95 minus 70. This is done by simplifying. We get 95 from the sum of 53 and 42. The result now of AB is equals to 25. 25 came from 95 minus 70. So there are 25 residents who like eating in restaurant A and restaurant B. To obtain A is equals to 53 minus AB residents who like eating in restaurant A minus AB. So A then will become 53 minus 25 by substitution. We substitute AB to 25. A is equals to 28. So there are 28 residents who like eating in restaurant A. 28 came from 53 minus 25. To obtain B is equals to 42 minus AB. Residents who like eating in restaurant B minus AB. B will become 42 minus 25. This is done by substitution. We substitute AB to 25. B will become now 17. 17 came from the subtraction of 42 to 25. So there are 17 residents who like eating in restaurant B. Step 4. We have to use the operations. The number of elements in each region is shown below. So U is equals to 70. Then set A 28, set B 17, and the intersection of E and B is 25. Step 5. Answer the questions being asked. How many like eating both in restaurant A and restaurant B? Okay, there are 25 who likes eating in restaurant A and restaurant B. 2. How about in restaurant A only? Okay, there are 28 residents who like to eat in restaurant A only. Last question, how about in restaurant B only? There are 17 residents who like to eat in restaurant B. Alright, how was it? Now let me ask you, did you learn something? That's right. In solving problems involving sets, application of the knowledge in sets and the use of Venn diagrams and set operations are necessary. Here are the steps to follow in solving problems involving sets. Determine what is given and what is being asked. Illustrate using the Venn diagram. Determine what operations to be used. Use the operations, and last, answer the questions being asked.
Alright, this ends our discussion. Hoping that you've learned something about solving problems involving sets using Venn diagrams. Thank you, and continue answering your module. Never give up, just keep going and be safe, everyone. Bye!